Hi, this is Debbie from the Inspiration Station. Thanks for joining me on my channel today. Today's video will be a Halloween layout that I will be using a sketch from Allison Davis for. It is one of her paid collections. It's a 4-photo sketches collection, sketch number 6. I have chosen that orange background paper. That is a Vicki Boutin paper. I'm going to use that to mat the entire page. For the sketch, I really only followed the placement of the photos. The way all the embellishments were set up was totally different from where I went with my page, but I did stick to the same photo placement. So you can see here I'm matting the photos. I have 3 photos, small photos. I think they're about 3 by 3, and they are double matted on black and orange. It takes me a minute to get them lined up so that they're pretty evenly spaced, but those are all of my 5 grandchildren. And it was this Halloween. The one in the middle is brand new baby. He was 2 weeks old on Halloween. These are cut files from Hip Kit Club. I believe it was October 2018. So I cut that larger one in half because I wanted to be able to use it in 2 spots on the layout. And it just took me a minute to organize it and figure out how to put it on there so that it didn't look like I had cut it in half. So now that I know my general idea of the page, I'm going to take everything off, mat that white piece of paper, and start putting things together. I am going to glue the photos together to make one unit so that I can move it as one. And eventually I will glue the back of the photos to the larger spider web. What I'm doing here is putting glue on this more delicate die cut. And I'm using a basting brush, a silicone basting brush that's been cut down. And that was a trick that I saw on Facebook. The Facebook page is NB Cards. She was the first person I saw to do it quite a while ago. And I've noticed a number of people using that trick on their die cuts since then. But she was the one who I saw first. So thank you to her. I believe her name is Natalie. You can check her out on YouTube. Again, it's NB Cards. So right here, I'm going to glue this whole unit together, put the spider webs on the back of the photos. So again, I can move everything as one unit. That just helps me to keep things from sliding around because it drives me crazy when things move about when I'm trying to lay out the page. This is a print and cut from Tracy Reed Designs. I bought her kit. It's called Jack and Skelly, and I will link it below in the description. I loved these little ghosts. I thought they were absolutely adorable. And I ended up printing and cutting them in 3 different sizes, and I had flipped them horizontally so that I could have them going in opposite directions. I did print out some of the flowers from the collection, but that orange just didn't match what I was doing. I didn't mind it so much on the buckets that the ghosts are carrying because they're small, but the flowers weren't going to work for me. What I'm showing you right now is actually a cut and stitching file from Paige Evans, which I will also link below. It's just the word treat. I believe the whole file said trick or treat, but I just wanted the word treat. And I did stitch that with some orange embroidery floss. I only used 2 strands because those holes are punched very close together. So I had to be careful that I didn't rip anything. So it took me a minute to arrange everything on here, and I saved you the process of watching me put all these little foam tape strips on the back of the letters. That did take a little bit of time. And I am putting some on the back of the word or so I can lift it up so it will lay over the top of those raised letters. I really love using digital elements because I can print out and cut as many as I need. And that trick or was also printed from Tracy Reed from the same collection. So now that I've got all that glued down, I'm really liking the way it looks. I'm going to add my little ghosts on. I think these are the cutest ghosts ever, and I really liked being able to put them in different sizes. I am going to pop them up on some foam. I think the one on the right I laid flat down, but the other 2 I will, or 3 I guess, I will pop up. So they're going to go there in that kind of blank space, the dark part of the photo. And then I had one down here at the bottom, and this itty bitty one I absolutely loved. I think he's just adorable, so I wanted to add him on. We'll stick those down. Oh, I guess I did use some foam tape on that one at the top. Thought I put it flat. Now, of course, I'm going to need some spiders to put on those spider webs. So I took out my little Hero Arts die cutting machine, and I will cut a couple of spiders out of black cardstock. I have two different dies there. One of them is from Impression Obsession. The other one, I'm not sure. It might be a Recollections one. I honestly don't know, but I wanted to have different sizes. And the drawback of using metal dies is you can't change the size as opposed to the hybrid digital elements. And I really liked the larger one. I liked the way the legs were shaped on the larger one, but it was too big to put multiples on the page, so I had to go with the smaller one. So I'm just going to pop those out. I made a couple of extra. You'll see some jack-o'-lanterns up there on the left. I didn't end up using them. I just couldn't find a way to put them on that I thought made sense. But I will glue those spiders down. Wasn't sure where to put that last one, but I do end up finding a spot for it. I thought maybe I could just put some glue on that, but then I realized the legs were a little too intricate, and I needed to go back to my basting brush to get the glue on them. Otherwise, I knew they would get stuck on the page protector when I tried to put it into the sleeve. So the big one down there at the bottom, the little one will go up here at the top, and then I will just take a minute to figure out where that third one's going to go. Oh, I did try to use the larger one because I really liked that one better, but I ended up liking the little one down here on the letter T. I thought that was a nice place to put it. We'll get that stuck down. So I'm really liking the way this page looks right now, and I probably should have stopped right there. But I got it in my head that I would do some splattering. I pulled out some Carved Pumpkin shade of Distress stains, I guess it was, or spray. I'm not sure what it is. It's a Distress ink anyway. And I thought I would do some splattering. And I don't know why I do this. I never seem to like the way my splatters look. I love it the way it looks on other people's pages. Every time I do it, I just think it looks messy. I don't know. I should know by now not even to attempt it, but here I go again trying, and I didn't really care for it. But too late now. I'm not going to pull everything up, and then redo it. So I'm going to sit there for a second and look at it, try to figure out what I can do to fix it, and then I realized I hadn't done my journaling yet. So I could hide some of that splatter under the journaling. So I am using the Hero Arts die. It's one of their fancy dies, and I'll hold it up in a minute so you can see the number on it. I'm going to make my journaling strips with that using a a Google Doc from Coley Bing here on YouTube. She made up a document that fits that die perfectly, and I will link that below. It really is handy to have. The label that I'm using there came from Elle Studio, and you'll see that I have my journaling strips glued together or stuck together with low-tack tape. That was a tip that I saw from Scrap with Peggy here on YouTube. She said, put the low-tack tape on before you pull them all apart, just to keep them in the right order. And it really is a great idea because I have had multiple lines of journaling and then gotten them mixed up, and it's kind of a hassle to figure out where they go. I did put foam strips on the back of each of those, so I'm just trimming down the pieces as I put them on. I didn't necessarily need them to be all the exact same length. I was more going for fitting it around the photo so that I didn't cover up anybody's face or anything. And I like them that they're staggered, that they're not lined up perfectly. And the best part for me was that it's covering up a lot of the splatter that just didn't look right to me. So I will get that on there. And let's see, I have a couple more to go. The journaling reads, Liam and Grayson, I can't speak today, had more fun giving out treats than getting them. They raced each other to the door every time Grammy had a visitor. And Grayson would say, "Here go," and "You're welcome" to everyone. Grayson is 2, and he's just now beginning to speak quite a bit more. And so it was so cute to hear him, answer the door and hand out the candy or the chips and "Here go." And they would say thank you, and he would say "You're welcome." So it was just really adorable. I have that date on that label, and I played around with a couple places, and I decided that I wanted it up at the top to cover that big splotch that's there of orange ink. It really bothered me, so it's going to go at the top. So that will do it for this page. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, let me know what you think. I really appreciate you being here, and here's some detailed close-up shots, and there will be a full image at the end. Thanks for joining me, and have a great day.